Jude was such a light in this world. He loved baseball. He loved all things sports. He loved the arts. He was really into music. He was such a kind soul.
He just had this thing about him, this light in him that just made us all feel so loved. I remember one night when I was tucking him in, he asked, "Mom, do we get to choose our age in heaven?" And I said, "I don't know, that'd be pretty cool. You know, what age would you pick?" And he said, "I would be 8 years old forever." And a month later, the accident happened.
Jude and I were in a tragic car accident back in December of 2022. That's when Jude passed away, just a few days later. We never felt more loved than when, Jude hugged us, embraced us. We're just so thankful that we got to be his parents. As a parent, you don't think something like this can happen to you. When we lost Jude, it was a pain that is really beyond description. The days leading up to his passing, the entire baseball community, all of our neighbors, our church community, our family, our friends, and thousands of other people that we don't even know were praying for him. Even though we didn't get the miracle that we hoped for, we saw another kind of miracle of the community coming together. A lot of money was being donated. We saw that money coming in and we were asking God, what is the purpose of all of this? Despite our greatest fear becoming a reality, we knew that there was a purpose in us helping other people that were going through a similar experience. How can we come alongside them and support them through their grief? The JC7 Foundation exists to help disadvantaged children reach their full potential while they're on this earth. In addition, when the lives of children are cut tragically short, we want to come alongside those parents and those families to provide financial support and grief support so they can find purpose in the pain.
When you face something like this, there's a lot of hopelessness and you can feel very alone because the kind of pain that you're feeling is so all-consuming. I think that part of the foundation too is just to say, we're here for you. Whatever you need, we've got you. We know what this is like. It's horrible, but we're gonna get through this together.
There's also a lot of other practical things that come into play. So many decisions that have to be made that the average person just doesn't have any education on.
I think something that often goes unnoticed and untalked about is just how expensive it is to grieve a child, to bury a child in a cemetery, to pay for a tombstone, to go to counseling if that's something that a family wishes to do. I think having access to a foundation like the JC7 Foundation that allows families to focus on the work of grieving and just take away a little bit of that stress has been just completely invaluable to our team and I know to our families as well.
If you knew Jude, his personality, he's so giving. Of course he would want his organs donated to save lives. And so we donated 4 of his organs and he saved 4 people's lives. That's something that you would never think about.
One of the kids, Luke, has his heart and is thriving and living his best life in North Carolina. There's a lack of education around organ donorship and what kind of decisions need to be made by the family. So it's our hope that with grieving families, we can not only provide financial aid, but also provide education to make better decisions at the hospital, make better decisions in the funeral planning process, and then of course provide counseling and other types of grief support ongoing as time goes on. The community inspired us to give back to the grieving families that were in need, and give back to disadvantaged youth in our community and maybe even nationwide, getting them into team sports, getting them into the arts, getting them into church so that they can have generational impact on their communities. Jude was the inspiration behind the JC7 Foundation. He donned the number 7 on his gold necklace around his neck, and he donned the number 7 on the back of his jersey. The number 7 is also the biblical number of completion, and now it's our responsibility to continue the work that God started through Jude to completion. We need to be the light in the darkness.